I do not like the word womxn. Yes, I am very much aware of my shoulders, okay? Hi. If you don't know me, my name is Rebecca Lauren. Yes, I am a trans woman. No, I don't want to have sex with you. So there's something that's been going on recently. You probably heard about it. You probably saw Vash talking about it. You probably heard Hassan talking about it. If you need to know who those people are, I don't know what to tell you. You probably haven't even heard of this issue if you don't know about them. And, not to judge you out in YouTube land, but if you haven't heard, Twitch was apparently trying to be woke. If you don't know what woke is, let me give you a little crash course. So being woke, quote unquote woke, is, it's almost like it's this performative act of trying to appear like you're sensitive to other people, whether it be about race or gender or sexual misconduct in the workplace or ableism or anything like that. Basically what it's saying is when you are trying to be woke, you are basically saying, I don't want to take the time to research and listen to other people about their lived experiences. And instead, I would rather appear like I'm sensitive. And I would rather appear like I give a... You know what the word I wanted to say was. It was fuck. But here's what happened. Because Twitch is 100% known for listening to its users and listening to its viewers and everything, listening to broadcasters, taking allegations seriously, having just a perfect environment for all people of all ages and sizes and gender and ethnicities and all sorts of stuff like that, because Twitch is known for that. In case you didn't pick it up, I was being sarcastic. So Twitch recently posted a video and the subtitles replaced the word woman, wait for it, with womxn. Yeah, because, I as a trans woman, I'd like to be considered separate from women, and I like to be considered other. Yeah, I mean, at least they're trying to be woke. At least they're trying, right? Trying is really what's important. Not actually listening to people and actually respecting people and treating them with fairness and equality and taking people seriously. And, yeah, that's more sarcasm, in case you didn't catch it. Basically, my whole deal about this is it's really kind of proof that trans women are women. Hear me out. Women are never taken seriously. Almost never taken seriously. Because I guess being male is accepted in society. Whereas being female, I guess you're just expected to just, please people sexually or make babies and take care of the man. Like, I guess that's the norm, right? And we're not talking about Cheers. Don't even get me started on the misogyny and all the problems associated with that show. Hey, it was the 80s, okay? But today is 2021. I don't think there was an excuse. Well, actually, there wasn't, but there was an excuse, because the rest of society hadn't really caught up in the 80s, okay? But we're in 2021, and we're aware of the vast spectrum of human experience by now. Yes, I'm aware of my bra strap. Just hear me out. The fact that we're othered in the first place, and sets us off. It's like this whole like mix of toxic masculinity, homophobia, and transphobia is really it's like a cocktail. Not gonna make the obligatory cock joke. It's like a cocktail of homophobia, misogyny, and just general toxic masculinity. That's really all transphobia really is. It's people either don't accept us as female, in which case they think that we're very feminine men, and then they think we're automatically gay men, because apparently if you're a woman, you must be attracted to men, and you have to, your only worth is because whether or not you're sexy or attractive, said the attractive woman. We're looking at you, Rebecca. I do have a bit of privilege. I am pretty passing. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm trying to get over the fact that I have big giant shoulders, and I'm not going to show that in the video. I'm trying to like be more comfortable with my appearance, okay? But, generally speaking, I'm not even wearing makeup. I'm not even going to do any like editing to the color, okay? Like this is me with the lighting and all that, okay? But enough about you, Rebecca. Jeez, we know you're beautiful. We get it. But that being said, this is more proof that misogyny is a very real thing for trans women. And if you want to look at it this way, I've heard from trans men who have talked about this. I do not think that being trans today, I don't believe that being trans is easy for anybody. But I have heard from a trans man that it's considered easier to transition to male. Society wants you to be male. We can't use the thing we used to say, having a penis makes you better. Trans women, a lot of the times, are women with penises. Yeah, I am aiming to get bottom surgery. Probably won't get top surgery because I'm pretty happy with my results, and it's only been a year and 4 months, okay? So, but seriously, some women want to get augmentation, and that's fine too. I want to get facial feminization. Something about my brow area, caveman, okay? Like, geez, seriously. I'm not even going to get into that subject beyond the scope of this video. Basically, facial feminization surgeries, etc., have nothing to do with how other people perceive you. Unless that is the case, for some people, they want other people to see them a certain way. For me, I want to appear a certain way for myself. That's one of the things that many people may not understand about women in general. That makeup is not necessarily for you. Dressing up is not necessarily for you. Looking sexy and feeling like that way is not necessarily for you. Okay? Just so if a woman posts a pic of herself online showcasing her buttocks or her bust or anything like that, looking sexy, doesn't mean she wants to have sex with you. Maybe it does, but it doesn't always. It just goes to show that, there's this weird conflict between the fact that either I'm accepted as my gender and then subjected to misogyny, not to be taken as seriously, especially because I'm trans, automatically seen as somebody who just wants to have sex. Trans women have been notoriously subjected to sex violence, and because of lack of access to life-saving medical care, in many cases, trans women have been forced to subject themselves to sex work. Obviously, if you want to do sex work, that's fine. So many people watch porn. I watch porn. To have to do sex work just to get life-saving surgeries? That's ridiculous. Many men see trans women as a fetish. Don't even get me started on the problems with the porn industry, but there could be a couple steps to, take away troublesome language, categorizing, I'm not even going to say it here. You know what I'm talking about. Sexually degrading, misgendering, pretty much. Basically insinuating the fact that we're not real women, but that we are basically men who look like women. And that's basically the whole crux of this. I'm just going to say for the record, I do not like the word womxn. Okay, so Twitch, by the way, they made an honest mistake, and this is only the tip of the iceberg for the problems that Twitch as a company has in lack of listening to broadcasters, listening to viewers. and just generally just not even understanding issues, especially when it comes to LGBTQIA plus issues. Honestly, like some people say, we should just shorten that to the queer community. Vosh, we're looking at you. I'm pansexual, I am trans. I don't even really particularly identify as LGBT. Like, I'm a person. At the same time, I understand that, some people want to claim the word queer. I personally don't use that word. I do say LGBT plus community, or I'll say like LGBT in general. Like, I do say that sometimes, but I try not to like identify as LGBT community, which I understand historically, like, part of the reason why we have pride is because of the fact that so often trans people and, gay and lesbian and bi people are just erased. It's a matter of like, hey, we exist. Okay, get used to it. Like, you don't get to have a say on our existence. You don't get to have a say on whether or not we're people or not, because we have existed since the beginning of human society, and we're not going away. The biggest thing, the whole idea behind trying to use womxn is to try to include non-binary people or trans people. And the fact of the matter is that I don't want to be considered some other abomination, like other gender, like, yeah, I guess, I can't speak for non-binary people since I am binary. What I can say is definitely as a trans woman, I do not want to be considered something separate from just the umbrella term women. This is a bigger issue of the fact that people, instead of listening to people, instead of actually trying to have empathy for people, and instead of trying to actually understand the problems, they instead opt for the easier option of trying to find words and phrases and terminology and see it as some sort of political correctness, and trying to seem from the outside as woke. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to fix any of the problems. Addressing the systemic issues historically with LGBT people. I don't think Twitch intended any malice or anything like that. They replaced the tweet, they apologized. I don't think this is a case of open transphobia. I think this is just a company who doesn't understand anything about the issues that people face. And, maybe this is the start. I like to be a little bit more, I like to be a little bit more optimistic than most. But I think this is the start of something that might be leading towards more understanding of trans issues within Twitch itself. And the fact that people are even talking about this in the first place is exposure to the issues. Trans people are not going away. And we exist. We play video games. We talk about stuff. Like, I'm a streamer, a very small streamer, trying to make my way in a world where being trans means that you're going to be less popular. So it's already difficult enough to become popular on the internet, and to become successful and public and all that kind of stuff. Like, basically nobody sees my videos. I love you all who do watch my videos. I'm not erasing you. Please don't cancel me. Hey, I did nothing wrong, so don't cancel me, please. This is the big deal, is people care more about not being canceled than they do about actually preventing the issues that would lead them to being canceled in the first place. It's not because we just want to cancel people. I can't speak for the entire community, okay? Okay, I'm one woman, okay? Jeez, get off my back! Listen, trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people exist. There's also people who are gender fluid or who are just no gender, agender. There's all sorts of different identities that people have. By the way, you can't objectively say that there is a certain gender, because gender is 100% about identity, and about connection to yourself and the universe and society, and it has nothing to do with biology. We've already talked about that to death on the internet, and still, people do not understand that. I was reading the other day with transphobic people, that the discussion needs to be focused less on the scientific understandings that we have discovered, because these people do not want to argue science. Their science is wrong, based on fear and trying to erase us. The discussion should be focused on human rights. And the discussion should be focused on having empathy for others and respecting others' experience, because different people have different experiences. Who would have thunk it? Educate yourself about trans issues, about non-binary issues, about listen to people like me, listen to other people, listen to their life experience if they are willing to talk about it. That's another issue. Somebody being trans does not mean they are obligated to educate you about every single nuance of being trans, especially when it comes to their personal medical transition or their personal life or their sex life or what genitals they have. Nobody is ever obligated to teach you these things. I try to make an effort. It's not 100% my life. I am not an educator, but I am a trans person trying to exist in a world that doesn't 100% accept me. And it's an uphill battle, yes. Maybe me taking the courage to put myself out there might help other people feel like they are able to do so. And if I help one person, then everything that I do in my life has meaning. If you like these kind of talks, if you like chess, if you like anything else, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to be 100% up to date on when I go live next, make sure to hit that bell icon. I hope this talk was very helpful. I hope that maybe you thought a little bit more about the issue, and that maybe next time, open up Google, listen to the lived experiences of the people that are telling you that their experience is less than ideal. Instead of immediately jumping towards, I wasn't being transphobic, I wasn't being racist, I wasn't being misogynistic, I have many friends who are black, I have many friends who are trans, I have many friends who are women. Spend that energy less on trying to convince people that you're not the thing that people are telling you you are, and maybe spend a little bit more time actually learning about the issues. Okay? Anyway, bye.